Welcome to Carpe Dime, a podcast about personal finance and everyday life. I'm Nicole Jackson.
And I'm Jamie Davidson from Financial Center First Credit Union. Thanks for spending your free time listening to us talk about how life and family affects us achieving our financial goals. Hey, Nicole, have you ever seen or heard of a credit union and wondered to yourself, what's a credit union? Are there another type of bank? How does one bank there? Well, today we're going to answer those questions along with a few other questions you may have. Did you find any facts?
You know that I found facts.
Did you? Any good ones?
Obviously. So to start with, there are 4,853 credit unions in the United States.
Okay.
So, just a couple.
Yeah, that's a nice number.
Right. The total assets of all of them combined is $2.4 trillion. That's not a number I get to say very often, so trillion.
Trillion.
Uh-huh. The largest credit union in the United States is, do you want to guess?
U.S. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Were you looking at my notes?
I might have been.
Okay, great.
But my nephew's in the Navy and he belongs to that. I knew it was one of the biggest, if not the biggest.
So yeah, you're right. The largest credit union is the U.S. in the U.S. is Navy Federal, and then just to kind of put it into perspective about how many people know about credit unions, 2.8 million Hoosiers alone are credit union members.
So 2.8 of us are credit union members. I'm a credit union member. You're a credit union member.
Yeah.
I think Randall over there on the keyboard is a credit union member. So if you're a credit union member, thanks for being a member of one of the credit unions. If you're not a credit union member, I think this podcast today might help you decide whether or not you might want to join the credit union, right?
Well, the answer is obviously yes. They're going to want to join the credit union.
Obviously, yes.
This message comes from Capital One. The Capital One Venture X business card has no preset spending limit, so the card's purchasing power can adapt to meet business needs. Plus, the card earns unlimited double miles on every purchase, so the more a business spends, the more miles earned. And when traveling, the Venture X business card grants access to over 1,000 airport lounges. The Venture X business card. What's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
So we came up with 10 fun facts about credit unions. I put those sort of in air quotes, fun facts. Yeah, I mean, we are talking about banking, so we're going to make it as fun as we can. So did you find anything? What's the first fun fact about when they came around or why they came around?
Well, I mean, the basis is the need, right? You always have a need of why people do things, and that kind of is the same thing with credit unions. Credit unions have been around for decades, with history spanning many, many generations as far as who is a member. And a lot of times, you do things because your parents do, and it's not any different as far as your membership to a credit union. The first credit union actually opened in 1909 in New Hampshire. So. Yeah,
and it's really funny because with the history of credit unions, they actually started in Europe and then gravitated toward the United States. And 1909 was the first one in the United States. And what happened was after the Great Depression, we saw a need there for other banking industries, and FDR himself actually implemented a law that actually created the Federal Credit Union Act, which made those sort of, I guess, legal. They were already legal, but more of a backed by the government.
And I mean, our credit union isn't as old as some of the oldest, but ours is reaching middle age, right? I mean, it's about 60, is that middle age, 67?
67's, I got middle age, yes.
But yeah, Financial Center has been around for about 67 years. So
right.
It's pretty cool.
And to sort of speak on that need, a lot of times when you look at a credit union, like we talked about Navy Federal Credit Union, that was obviously for people that are in the Navy, right? A lot of credit unions are named after what they were created for, like Teachers Credit Union's teachers. Financial Center here, we were created because we worked with the DFAS building, and then the other one that you originally came from,
Ball State Financial. We were actually created out of a desk drawer on Ball State campus because Edith Pittenger, our founder, saw a need to create lending for her coworkers.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And cool.
Because it wasn't so easy to bank back then and easy to get loans. So that was the one reason, need. Number two, what's really I think is a cool fact is a lot of people don't know is this. Credit unions are not for profit, whereas banks, they are for profit. And what does that mean? It means we serve the people that bank here are members. The members actually own the credit union. So, Nicole, you bank here with us.
Right.
So you're an owner.
Yes, not a customer. That's a bad word.
Not a customer here, yes. So the whole idea is in the credit union, each person has one share, and therefore we do things that are best for our members. We're not really worried about shareholders that might be on Wall Street buying the most stock they can, because we're not traded on the stock market.
So next fun fact, number 3, is membership, right? You say member, it makes people kind of, it's a trigger word, right? Member,
Yeah.
I don't call
I
it
don't
that.
want to.
I can't be part of that because, I don't.
I'm not a teacher.
Right, exactly. I'm not a teacher.
I don't work at Ball State, or I don't go to Ball State.
Exactly. So most memberships can be met several different ways. Eligibility is pretty flexible as far as most credit unions are concerned. A lot of them only really require residency in a certain community, city, or state, or where you're employed. So lots of different opportunities as far as being able to join one.
Yeah, credit unions have, and when we talk about that, credit unions have really expanded that way in the fact that they've expanded their membership because they did start as specialty groups. And then they realized, well, if we want to help more people and expand more, so I'm going to use teachers again because I'm an ex-teacher. There are many teachers credit unions throughout the country. Not all the same one. There's ones in different ones. But it became, well, not only can the teacher join, but so can the teacher's family. And so then so then we things have sort of switched. Those were called segment groups. And then what happened was they started going, well, if you live, work, or worship in this area, then you can, which makes it easier, so we can get more members to help people, right?
Right.
Number 4, fun fact, credit unions are a safe place to bank. A lot of times you get that question, well, are they insured? Well, yes, we are insured. We're insured up to $250,000 through the NCUA. If you bank at a bank, it's a FDIC. And all those different letters basically means they're both backed by government, but just a different department of the government.
But an added bonus for
You had it. It's okay. An added bonus?
But an added bonus is that we also offer excess share insurance. That's easy for me to say. So you backed by another $250,000.
So what I'm hearing you say is if I have $500,000, something goes wrong, I'm insured up to $500,000?
Absolutely.
Man, I've got life goals now. $500,000. I'm coming for you. What's number 5, Nicole?
Save. We have so many different ways to save, and we have better rates on most savings accounts. So lower interest rates on loans too, and little to no fees on most accounts that we offer.
Yeah, actually, and I'm going to brag about Financial Center. We just cut a lot of our fees. I think we just cut our fees by almost $1 million for the year. So trying to give back to our members as much as possible, which is going to lead us into a few other things that we can do. Now, a lot of times credit unions are federally backed, or some are state backed. If you're a federal credit union, you don't pay taxes. But if you're a state credit union, you actually pay state taxes.
Right. All right, number 6, Jamie. Who is in charge of the credit union?
The credit union's board of directors, which is actually members, us.
Yay.
We bank here, so we're in charge, and whoever sits on our board actually has to be a member of the credit union. They do bank with us, and they make the decisions that are important to the rest of us. They're not just coming in from another company where they know somebody else and they're put on the board. They actually bank with us.
Which kind of leads into the next one I was going to talk about is our members. Our members rule at the credit union. Not only are they in charge of the board, but they also have control over who can attend any kind of special meetings like our annual meeting.
Yeah, the great thing about a credit union is this. If you bank there, you are invited to the annual meeting. You don't have to have excess shares to be there.
You don't have to be hired.
You don't have to be hired. You can come to the meeting and voice your opinion, which is really great because we have an annual meeting every year where members come and they are able to talk to the board of directors. I doubt I can go into the biggest bank in the United States and talk at the board meeting, at the board of directors at their annual meeting. I don't think so, no. Number 8, non-members can benefit from the credit union as well.
How?
Competition. Because we have lower rates for loans and higher rates for savings accounts, other banks and credit unions will see that in the marketplace and they have to actually adjust to be competitive. So by offering those lower rates to our members, that is actually going to help those that are non-members hopefully get a loan at a lower rate.
That's cool. The next one is kind of the same, but different, I guess. Really, we are all working kind of on the same side. We want to benefit our members, and because of that, credit unions have come up with this cool thing called shared branching, which gives their members access to more than 5,000 credit unions across the globe and access to tens of thousands of ATMs.
Yeah, this is actually really important. We work with sometimes you work with students and parents, right? And the child's graduating from high school, going away to college, and they're sort of worried. They're like, well, if I go to X bank, they've got X bank in here, and there, but the credit union, you don't have branches here, there, and there.
Right.
But how we compensate for that and compete with that is the fact we have shared branching where you can actually go to another credit union and access the money, or you can go to the ATM and access your money. So it helps. It keeps us competitive so that we can actually serve our members. Number 10, once you're a member of a credit union, you stay a member as long as you maintain your deposit account, which we call a share account. Regardless of whether or not you continue to meet the original eligibility requirements. So once you join, you're in for good until you decide to close your account.
And normally that connection also extends to your family.
It does extend to your family. All three of my children have accounts with the credit union. Hopefully they will continue to have with the credit union. I will be honest with you. I was introduced to a credit union by my father because that's where he banked. And that's why I've been with the credit union my whole life. That's where I started. And that's what I'm teaching my children as well. And I love the fact, because we are members, if there's an issue, we can talk to somebody, and what usually happens.
So we kind of talked about it, but now we're going to lead into discussion as to why you should join a credit union, whether it's ours or another one, honestly.
Yes. Number one is, like we said earlier, lower lending rates. Credit union rates for loans tend to be lower than banks. So by keeping those rates low, we're going to help you save money. Not only that, are you going to get lower rates on your loans, you're going to get higher rates on savings. So you're saving money on your loans, and you're earning money on your savings account.
It's fancy. The next one, obviously, we've said it a couple times now, you're an owner at the credit union, not just a customer.
Yeah, you're not the customer, right? You own the place. So it's pretty cool. I own this place. You own this place. I guess we all own the place, right?
Own this place.
Truly cooperative, right?
Right.
Number three, credit unions are heavily involved in their communities, and this is something that I'm lucky because I'm a part of that, and you're a part of that. Part of that is this financial literacy we're doing, but we're able to help different groups in the community. At our credit union, there's 3, we call them buckets, that we really try to give back to. Financial wellness, number 2 is
the military.
And number 3 is feeding the hungry. So one of the ones that we really work a lot with, Nicole, you've been working with a lot, is where?
Ball State.
At the university, right?
Right. We do a lot as far as reaching out not only to their students, but also different student groups that have different needs, like the Guardian Scholars Program, which helps the foster youth, or just, anywhere from the teachers to the students to
Staff. Yeah, I actually get to go up there and I teach classes, and it's pretty cool. So I love the idea that we give back to the community.
Number 4 is, it's a whole lot more than just our rates and our savings. We are also able to partner with companies like lovemycreditunion.org, where you can get discounts on anything from, tickets to amusement park,
cell phone service, insurance,
taxes,
season. Tax season, you get a discount. So we partner with other companies to offer our members discounts that they usually wouldn't get without that. So if you belong to a credit union right now, you might actually want to ask your cell phone provider, do you provide a discount to the people? Because a lot of times that's the case. Number 5, credit unions co-op with one another so that you can access your money wherever you are, whenever you are, right?
Right.
Whenever, wherever.
Whenever, wherever.
So you can. We have members, because our credit union originally serviced the military. We have members that are in Europe, in Germany, and they're still able to access their funds there. So I think it's pretty cool. A lot of people don't realize that, and that's one of the reasons why they're well, how am I going to get my money? That's where the co-oping is so important. Yes?
Exactly. So, bottom line, if you're tired of your bank and being treated like a number, or you're just looking for a new place to experience banking on a different level, why not reach out to your local credit union and see what we have to offer you?
You're right. There's one everywhere, yes?
Yes.
Carpe Dime is presented by Financial Center First Credit Union. It's produced by me, Jamie Davidson, and
me, Nicole Jackson.
Financial Center is an 8-time national award winner in the category of adult financial literacy, and our goal is what, Nicole?
To help you improve your financial life. To learn more, visit fcfcu.com. Like what you hear, subscribe from Google, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Spotify.
Very good. Thank you, everyone, for listening.